Hi, folks. I hope everybody's doing good today. Well, I just wanted to chime in on what's going on with my channel right now. Had a few people reach out and try and rally the community behind me to get some more subscribers to reach I guess that landmark figure of 1,000 subscribers. Something I always thought I would get to eventually, but boy, oh boy, I tell you, between the three of them, and especially Papa Bear, Steven, otherwise known as Patty's Potato Peelers, and Slick Slicer, and William of William's Knife Life, have just kind of, shot it to numbers I've never seen before. I mean, I've gained 200 subscribers in 2 days, I think. So I want to thank all the people that were reaching out to do that, especially Patty and Slick and William. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's unbelievable as I was watching all these on the notifications, new subscriber, new subscriber. And so I want to welcome all the new subscribers. Uh, do a little, let's see, I didn't really kind of rehearse this. I guess I'll just show, since I got some Stag knives out, I'll show some of my favorites. And then I also wanted to touch on what's going on with me medically, because I did put it out there with the video I did from the hospital. So I want to kind of keep the facts straight, because some people kind of know what's going on, some people don't. A really good friend of mine, Taz, Mad Taz 63 over in the UK. It's a good friend of mine. I talked to him quite a bit. Actually thought that I was all healed and ready to go because I got released from the hospital. But that's far from the truth. I'll kind of let you guys in on what's going on and try not to keep it too grim, because, hey, there's a lot of things going on in this world right now. If you haven't noticed, there's wildfires and things in Australia going on. I mean, they got the martial law lockdown. Of course, another real disaster in Afghanistan. But, I don't want to talk to politics. That's like the third rail. But anyway, yeah, thanks a lot, Patty, Slick, William. And if I'm missing anyone else that's tried reaching out to people to get them to come over here and subscribe, let's lighten it up. Let's take a look at some of the Stag over here. This is one on the block that, if there's ever a knife that needs to be preserved for future generations, it's this bad boy right here. Now, this is a Queen-made Granddaddy Barlow. And it's made for company Robeson or Robeson. I don't know if you can see that. Sure Edge, Robeson Sure Edge. Look at that beautiful blade. Look at that beautiful blade and that bolster. One of the best stamps you'll ever see, Robeson Cutlery Company. This was made in 1995. You'll see right there with the model number. There it is. And in 1995, a guy named Bill Howard was kind of in charge of things over at Queen Cutlery. And as you can see, this is probably what you could call a early generation GEC knife. Beautiful walk and talk. Not perfectly centered, but good enough. And look at that. Not a gap to be found anywhere. The transitions. I mean, could you, if this isn't preserved for generations, this would be like a gift to someone that's worked hard all their life out on the fields. Back pocket carry. Could you imagine just carrying that on Sundays and special occasions? And to top it off, I found this on eBay for $72. It was in an auction, and it was kind of in like a hidden auction because I think there was only one other bidder that I kind of jumped right over and got it pretty much, I think it was like $72 shipped to the door. And the value on it now, if I put it up for auction, I think would probably be more around the 170, 180 range, maybe even more. But that's just gorgeous there. So that was one that I really enjoyed collecting. Another one here, we had a subscriber ask about this, which is the Puma. He says he's been chasing this. This is a 4-star Puma lockback. And I found this at Blade HQ for $99 on one of their year-end clearance sales, which is just an unbelievable price because these are going for over $200 if you can find them. That was one of the things I was trying to do as I was collecting, was to buy low. I mean, you know, I'm not, a lot of people might think that I'm loaded with money, but it's basically, I spent a lifetime of being really frugal, and I had, during my lifetime, I had a whole bunch of savings accounts that I was just pouring money into, and coming out of my paycheck. I would live probably on 60% of my net take-home pay, and all the rest was going into various bank accounts. And one of the bank accounts that I had was some money I saved up that I would travel the world when I retired. Problem was, by the time February of 2020 came, and we had the COVID mess, and you know, strife around the world, and with my back and neck problems before I got this new medical issue, traveling the world wasn't the best thing, so I just decided to invest that money in that bank account to my collection. So that was kind of one of the reasons why you would see one day I would find this on eBay for $72, and then the next day I would find this on Blade HQ for $99, and the next day I would find this on eBay for $90. Something I probably wouldn't have done if I was just using my paycheck. So a lot of these knives are investments. I know a lot of people like to use their knives, but I got over 100 knives that I do use, and probably 300 total. So yeah, it was quite an investment, and I think it was a good one because being frugal, one of the things that you do when you make any substantial purchase is you weigh in all the pros and cons and the cause and effect. And I always knew that if something happened financially, I could liquidate a lot of my collection and actually make money on it. Whereas if it was sitting in the bank, I wouldn't be getting any interest at all. Look at this baby here. This is made by Robert Class Solingen, 1 of 100. And I found this for $90. And I would say this is probably $150 all day long to the right collector. Beautiful stag covers. So that's kind of the gist of what I did with my collection. I started out wanting it to make it be kind of like bringing an old small town knife show to your doorstep. In the 80s, when I was 20 years old, I used to go on these road trips with my friends to these old gun and knife trade shows. And some of the knives you would see there were just amazing. You would see stuff like this. Most of the people that rented the booths were private collectors. You didn't have a lot like nowadays. You hear about the SHOT Show and all these big knife shows where all the knife makers pretty much are all set up showing their new stuff. But back in the day, you could go to a knife show and go way back into the corner and you see the elderly gentleman, and he would just have some amazing stuff to show. And he'd be the nicest guy too. He'd let you handle it. I got to handle some really old samurai swords and a whole bunch of stuff. But anyway, yeah, that's kind of the gist of it. Over here, there's much more stag to be seen. And of course, up there is the new Zebu that I just picked up. So as far as, I'm going to touch on the medical thing real quick. And then I'll let you guys go. Again, thanks everybody for subscribing. I hope you like my content. And I'll keep doing content as long as I'm, able to, I guess you could probably say. But right now what's going on is my hospital visit. Here, we'll take another look at another beautiful stag piece while I talk. The hospital visit, there was a growth that formed on my pancreas that pinched off the bile duct from the liver. And that bile duct puts in enzymes down into your intestines to break down, look at that, 1 of 25, to break down your solid food waste in your intestines. So that got blocked off, and all that poison went into my blood, and they did an emergency operation and put a stent in there, and that corrected the bile duct problem. Of course, it took like 5 days on an IV and penicillin, lots of penicillin, to get my blood back to normal. And but yeah, that fixed that problem. But the thing is, I still have the growth, I guess you could call it a tumor, on my pancreas. And right now the doctors are treating it as worst case scenario, which is the right way to go. I want them to get a good game plan on what to do if the tests come back and it is malignant. What I do have going for me is the first biopsy sample that they took is what was called a brushing, where after they put the stent in, they had like a little wire brush or something and they scraped the outside of the tumor and that came back benign. So I kind of even thought that, okay, I was out of the woods, but the doctors they weren't playing that. They said, well, yeah, that's good that that came back benign, but we're going to have to take more tissue samples. So I still got a big road ahead of me. I got some more imaging tests coming up, and then I'm going to have what's called a ultrasonic endoscopy done, which will give them all the images they need, and they'll also take a tissue sample, a deeper tissue sample, and test that, do a biopsy on that. So we'll find out sooner or later what my destiny is, but the other good thing is that we've caught this really early. And that is a benefit because everyone knows when pancreatic cancer is pretty much, one of the quickest spreading diseases known to mankind. So, but anyway, everything's caught early. I'm feeling pretty good. My digestive system has been altered. Even if I make it through all this, my digestive system has been altered because of the tumor. So I have to take medicines just to digest food. And one day I'll feel good, and the next I won't. So I'm kind of going back and forth on what's the best food to eat right now. I just started on solid food maybe about a week ago, and it started off going pretty good, but I had a few days here, the past few days, where things didn't go so well as far as my body's ability to digest the food. But, it is what it is. I'm a fighter. There's probably some chemotherapy in my future, something I never wanted to do, but it's something I'll have to do, and I'll have to be strong to get through it. And like I said, I'm a fighter, so ain't getting rid of me that easy is my motto. Anyway, enough of the grim stuff. But like I said, there's so much going on in this world right now that please don't concern yourself too much with me. Take care of your families. Be careful with your money. I just don't like the way the world's heading right now. But, yeah, enjoy life. Live it to its fullest. And until next time, take care, my friends. Peace. Bye-bye.